Vir die eerste keer het 'n plaaslike politieke party nuwe leiers op die internet verkies. Ek gesels nou met Andrew Whitfield, die voorsitter van die DA in die Oos Kaap, wie se kongres die naweek virtueel plaasgevind het. Andrew, to organise a digital conference in a rural province like the Eastern Cape can't be easy.
Thanks, Valdemar. No, it wasn't easy, but we were determined to ensure that our internal democratic processes were upheld. And we worked incredibly hard over a number of months and weeks to make sure that there were no connectivity issues and that we could ensure that we had a remarkable turnout, which we did. And we're very happy that the Congress went off without a hitch.
Andrew, what gets lost in a virtual conference?
Well, I think it's like any meeting. I think the personal contact is always preferable. It's always much better to see people in person and to be able to engage. And I think a political congress, it's always exciting to be with colleagues from across the country, or in this case, across the province. There's a lot of lobbying that goes on, a lot of direct, sort of engagement between candidates and their delegates. But at the end of the day, I don't believe that the fundamentals are sacrificed, and the fundamentals are ensuring that motions and resolutions are dealt with, that constitutional amendments are dealt with, and that we create a platform for robust debate and engagement, which I believe we did. And then ultimately, of course, that delegates get to vote for their new leadership. And I think we were very fortunate in this province that we had a very united team going into the Congress, and no disputes or disagreements over the way forward. And we were very lucky that the team got fully behind it.
Right, Andrew, so that makes it sound almost like another party's conference. A conference without disagreement doesn't sound very much like the DA, right? National conventions especially are fraught with very divisive, sensitive issues. Are you confident that this model for the virtual conference in the Eastern Cape can be transposed to the national conference at the end of October, where, unlike in your case, the leadership positions will be contested?
Yeah, look, there are always different views at a Congress, but to get more to the point of your question, I think it can absolutely be replicated at a national level. I think you can always find things wrong with anything. You can decide to constantly focus on the negatives, or you can look for solutions in the context in which we find ourselves, which is a very difficult sort of lockdown transition into a post-lockdown COVID-19 environment. And we have to adapt, we have to innovate, otherwise we will become redundant. And I think that it's unacceptable for leaders not to be held accountable every 3 years in the DA. And I certainly was not comfortable going for any extension of my term as the provincial chairperson without being held accountable. And I think that at the end of the day, that is the most important thing. And I'm 100% confident it can be replicated at a national level.
Andrew, Jan Ubara, the journalist, wrote this week that if you tried very hard, it would have been possible to find out how delegates voted on some of the issues. Are you confident that there was absolute secrecy and that the system can't be cracked?
Well, I'm not the expert, but I do have it on good authority. The party has endorsed the system. We received a statement from the federal chairperson, Dr. Ivan Meyer. We ran the system and presented it to our provincial council in the province. So as far as the province is concerned, there were no disputes, no objections, no disagreements about the format, about using a virtual platform, about using a virtual voting system. And I can tell you with confidence that I have absolutely no idea who voted, nor do I have any intention to find out. What I can tell you is that there are, at ordinary congresses, there are all sorts of things that go on. People take pictures of ballot papers and all sorts of things. And so, quite frankly, I believe we ran a completely free and fair process, and the system itself was beyond reproach.
Andrew Whitfield, thank you very much.